Hmm. Good afternoon. This is me. I finally got a day off, so we're gonna go play around with the furnace. It is the middle of summer, July something or other. We're gonna go over here and show you some of the things we're gonna be doing. Mainly sweating. This is my weather station, and as you can see, it is pretty dang hot inside and out. Right there, that's my thermostat. This turns it off so it won't be moving while I'm working on it. Not that I'm going to have any problems with heat today, mind you. Alright, next step, we're going to go downstairs and take a peek at a couple of things. One, the furnace pilot light and thermocouple. And while we're at it, we'll take a peek at the filters and clean everything up, repair/replace the shit I may need to repair or replace. More later. Okay, right there on the floor, those are the tools we're starting with. That guy right there, that's a headlight, and that's a flashlight, so I can see what I'm doing. What we're starting with is not going to take any tools, really. We're just looking. Later, I'll grab a wrench or whatever we need. Not going to go searching for tools until I need them. That's it for this step. Next, we're going to the basement. Alright, here we are in the basement. A little out of the wind because it's a lot more humid down here and not a hell of a lot more cool. One of the things that you're going to find when you go to fix one thing, there's a lot of other things wrong, like this here. Yeah, that light right there, that's burnt out. Yeah, something they may not tell you. Everything expires, even fluorescent lights. Fortunately, I got a bunch of them right there. Yeah, so we're gonna fix those, and then we'll work on the furnace here. Hold on just a second, and we'll continue. Alright, so we're done. We got some bright light. The brand new light, he's all put in. I didn't show you how to do that. If you don't know how to replace a light bulb, you should be calling a repairman for the next thing I'm doing. Them right there, if you live in a place that hasn't banned incandescent bulbs yet, you should look for fluorescents anyway. They're a little pricier up front, but they last longer. And your electric bill's quite a bit cheaper because these things don't draw as much power. I forgot to tell you there's another tool we're going to need. Right there, that's a lighter. A lighter. I'm going to have a smoke break, and then we'll get back to you and show. Okay, now, if you have a house like mine, or if you have a house and it has a basement, usually use it to store a lot of stuff. I'll show you a project I need to do before we get to the furnace. Yeah, usually store stuff in the basement like this. This is a dryer that I took the parts out of to repair another dryer that wasn't working. This is garbage, and I haven't had time to have anybody come pick it up yet. And then there's a chair on top, mainly because the basement gets a little bit of flooding, and that's a chair I don't want to get wet. Usually when you store stuff, you're going to store it right in front of things that you need to get to later, like, I don't know, this access door to the furnace right here. So we need to move that to get to this, and then we can get the real work started. Yeah, so we're going to go back over here and tell you about the disclaimer. Besides moving heavy stuff, you're going to be dealing with gas, and you want to be careful because you need to blow shit up, and if you don't put it back together right, you could die a horrible death from carbon monoxide poisoning once you get everything put together. So basically what I'm about to do here is move stuff and then risk life or limb to die in a fiery death or toxic asphyxiation. If you're careful, you shouldn't have to worry. And I'll tell you about all the precautions I'm about to take off Low Bridge in just a little bit. But first, moving stuff. Lo and behold, I now have space to get to my door. Loud noise opens the door. And what's inside? Bunch of juicy goodness. Now, I did a lot of looking at books and manuals and some online surfing. Watch a bunch of other people do stuff to their heaters. But nobody seems to have one quite as old as mine. My furnace was built in about 4,000 years ago by Archimedes, and some of the parts are a little outdated, but all the furnaces basically work the same. You got a fuel supply. It comes in the side there. That's the gas pipe. It goes to all this goodness here. A couple of valves. This little baso thingamahooya. And some other pipes with wires sticking out of it, and it goes through this other pipe that goes through that little black wall there. And in there, that's where all the fire is. Now, this guy right here, he's a little window you can open up, take a peek at stuff. See the little gnomes working inside. That little hole? Inside, you can see a pilot light. Now that pilot light, it should be all blue. It's not. There's a little bit of orange on top, and it's flickering. It's flickering mainly because that shit's dirty, and I need to clean it. That's what we're going to do in a little bit. But first, I've got to show you how to shut the gas off. You close this window, bloop, just like that. And then my little sidekick here, so make sure it's closed. Is it good? Okay. Go over here. If you have a gas furnace, usually somewhere on there there's a gas supply line, and it's usually a black pipe. Looks just like this. Okay? Comes out the bottom. There's the inside. Right there. Comes out the bottom. Goes through the wall, out the wall, up, up, up. And here's a couple of valves that I'm not going to mess with because they're kind of a pain in the butt. Right there. All these valves, they all work the same way. If the valve is pointing up and down along the line of the pipe, you got gas coming through. Same with this little guy here. Go up, see here, first main gas. That feeds the pilot and a bunch of other tiny things. You go up the pipe. There's a nice valve. This thing cuts everything off to the furnace. You should have another valve in the house that cuts everything off to the whole house, but I'm only working on the furnace. The water heater's way over there, and the water heater is working, so I don't have to worry about anything blowing up quite yet. You want to make sure the gas is off and the electric is off before you go messing with anything that's going to blow up or electrocute you, because if it's off, it can do neither. Now here's another thing. This guy right here, it's the fan control. Don't touch the fan control. You'll screw everything up. On the back side of this guy over here, you got this access panel here. We'll get to him later. Alright, that's where the filter and the blower sits. Blower needs a little bit of maintenance. You should oil it about once a year. Make sure the belts are in good condition. Make sure the little gnome in back is well fed, cared for, and that the filters are clean. I don't know that I need to clean the filters yet, but we'll check them anyway. I'm not using the furnace since it's 4 billion degrees outside. And there are little pools of molten hot iron on the ground. So we're going to go over here for a minute. I'm going to open up the furnace. Oh, how to open up the furnace, you say? Well, that's a good question. It's right down here. That there. You get the peephole. Look inside. No pilot light. Gas is off. thing's got two little knobs. Basically, just pick them up and off, which gives you a hole to the inside where all magic is. Alright, this hole is just big enough to get one hand in, and then I think they do that on purpose so that you can bang your elbows and wrists and exercise your vocabulary a little bit, because all of us know that we're not quite as spun up on our four-letter words as we should be. So we're going to go to the next step here real quick, and we'll come back after these messages. Hang tight.